this is Andrew Van Til from MissingRemote. Just going to take a look at the new Apple TV user experience, or UI. Selecting the first movie in the pivot, we're going to take a look at the preview here to get an idea of how long it takes to load video and what the overall experience looks like. So we're going to let it show up here. Comes pretty quick. And then we're going to go back here and go down to select another movie. So a lot of the navigation is this forward back, and you have to go through all of the layers in order to move around. Take a look at some of the pivots now in the movies experience. The default one is the top movies, which makes some sense. You can move around in here, much like the top line. Now we'll look at some of these other pivots. I haven't bought any movies or signed up for Genius yet, and but the other ones have some information, like the genres. I really like this motion cover flow. Search works like a lot of other media streamers. You have to do a lot of clicking to enter text, which is unfortunate, but not unlike everything else. So look at the trailers section. I use the trailers a lot in Voodoo on the Boxy Box and Netgear and TV 200. It's a nice way to see what's coming from a nice 10-foot UI. So it's nice that it's here. And there's actually a couple of different ways to get to it. We'll take a look at another way in a little bit. So now we'll go to the TV experience, and it's quite similar to the movie experience. The only real difference is that you get an episode view, which for TV makes a lot of sense. I don't have match set up, so this part won't work, but this is one place where you can use your iTunes match. This is the local music and movies library exposed through iTunes, through the home sharing. Unfortunately, you do need to have iTunes running in order for it to work, which is kind of odd. I would have preferred that it was baked into a service of some kind, that you could just set it up and then it would just run all the time as long as the PC was on. You would just have access to it. But I guess it's not that horrible to leave iTunes running all the time either, especially if you're a big iPod or iPhone user. We'll take a look at this is movies. And you can see here that the levels are correctly displayed on the player. So I'll go take a look at Netflix, and I really like the Netflix UI on the Apple TV. It has a nice, like the same motion cover flow that is present at other places in the player. But one nice feature about it is that it chooses the best audio stream for you automatically when you play back. You don't have to select Dolby Digital all the time, which until recently on the Roku, every time you used it, you would have to set up the subtitles and select 5.1 audio if you wanted that. So now we'll go take a look at the another way to get in the trailers section. And then we'll go down to the radio. And this is pretty nice because it has a lot of internet radio stations. You can pin some of your favorites. So we'll go in here and select one and then pin it by the way you do this is you hold the middle button on the D-pad for a few seconds, and then it gets added into your favorite stations. And then you can see when we go back that it shows up in the favorites. So now let's go over to YouTube, and this is another way that you can view trailers. I don't usually do this as much myself because usually the quality is not as good or as easy to get the best quality in Voodoo through the 10-foot UI on most players. But we can see in this case it selects a pretty good version of this trailer. This is the same one that we looked at before. But of course it's all the other content that you can get to on YouTube if you're into that sort of thing. And that's it. Thanks for watching.